I see particular body type on the internet or in the media, and I know that like, I want that, so I work for that.
Like when you see on social media and stuff, it's just kind of like very glamorized.
Growing up, I thought like, okay, if I want to be attractive, I have to have a six-pack.
So I feel like I would be ranked last just because I don't really fit that type of standard.
I mean, you just get a bunch of like random dudes in a room and be like, just go out in your underwear. You expect it to be really weird and awkward.
For this episode, we're actually going to reveal the audience ranking first.
Okay. Surprise, surprise.
Let's see how much people hate us right now.
Ariel, why don't you switch with Omari? Avi, switch with Eric. Avi, switch with Omari. Albert, switch with Omari. And Albert, switch with Avi. And this is how the world has voted most attractive body type.
I totally understand the audience ranking because if you're looking at just physicality, not even knowing our personalities or who we are, of course we're gonna have, sexy six-pack over here and, me over here. Why not? I think Latinos are hella sexy, so I don't get why we're over here. Come on, guys. But I respect this. I like it. How do y'all feel?
I'm comfortable, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it's hard for me to really judge on it. I guess the audience has voted. I was expected to be probably more down the line, maybe like 3 or 4. Growing up, I was always like, told like, hey man, you look like a twig or you're very skinny.
I feel like it's pretty okay to feel comfortable when you're the 2 slut, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh no, this is fine. I'm the second hottest in the room. I guess I'm okay with it.
I think it makes sense for the way that I think people generally view the world just based on what you see in the media, social media, whatever. Do I think that it makes sense for anyone as an individual? Not necessarily.
Yeah, I'm not shocked because when I was younger, growing up, that's exactly the body type that I wanted to look like. My whole life, I compared myself to that, so I think it's expected. So I'm not surprised, but I did have a little bit more hope.
You guys can kind of discuss how you want to do this ranking, and then it's all up to you guys. And as you're talking, feel free to move each other around as much as you want.
How do you feel about being in the middle? Do you feel like you should be farther ahead?
Actually, I was shocked because growing up and stuff, my mom always told me that you'd be more attractive if you gained a little bit more weight. That's why I thought that I would be last, just because that society probably just thinks that skinny guys don't deserve love. But I feel like they do though.
You do. We love you.
When I was a child and stuff, I would always compare myself to these older and attractive men that had abs and that had chests. I didn't even know what I was watching, but I was kind of just intrigued that I wanted to be that already.
For me, I'm not sure how old everyone is, but I grew up in the whole Abercrombie and Fitch era. You walk in, it's six-pack abs on the wall. I'm not gonna lie, that motivated me. I wanted that growing up. Do any of you guys think it's wrong to want to look like another body type?
Yes, because I feel I had a similar thing to you where I used to be roughly 110 pounds bigger, and I remember people treating me a certain way. Dating was very tough. People didn't want to date the type I was, and then I lose all this weight and I start getting treated differently. And it really showed me I was the same person and I wanted so bad to look like a certain type and lose a certain amount of weight. But at the end of the day, I was I almost kind of hate the way society's treating me as a smaller person.
Well, that's definitely an interesting answer, but me personally, if I were to answer that question, I think it's fine to want a certain body type, because for me, I just use it as fuel, motivation. I'm just gonna try to drive as much as I can to get to that point.
I think for me, it's there's a difference between it being a motivator, something you love, something you're passionate about, and something that can deeply consume you into a dark hole. And it's going to that dark hole where check yourself.
So as a group, do you guys ever get any criticism, or is it a lot of self-criticism? Because sometimes your own thoughts can sabotage you.
I think a lot of it for me is self-criticism. I know I'm ranked all the way over here, but when I look in the mirror, I still see 5 things, 10 things I don't like about myself and that I still want to change about myself.
Yeah.
So a lot of it really is self-imposed, definitely influenced by the people around you. So I still have work to do myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel that's always going to be there.
Yeah.
But also surrounding yourself with individuals who want the best for you is also good.
After I work out, so I'm wow, I look like the sexiest, hottest person on this earth right now.
You are the sexiest.
I could really date myself if I want to, but then I'm not gonna, just because like I would want to give other people the chance. But then like,
Put this guy in first position.
but then like when I look back on it, like sometimes I do like have like my low days where I'm like I look like the trashiest rat in the garbage.
For me personally, a lot of like my criticism was like projected by other people. I was plus size my whole life, so I would get made fun of in like elementary and stuff like that. They would call me like Ariel the Little Big Mermaid and stuff like that. Oh, like this kid smells, or like this kid somebody farted. It was definitely this kid. Like I think I carried that a lot throughout my life, and like I definitely want to like get healthy, but it's no longer about like being a certain body type. And you know, when I lost 120 pounds, the first thing, one of my idols, like somebody that I really idolized in my life, the first thing that I heard is like, oh, you looked better when you were fatter. So it's like you can never please anybody. So you just gotta like, you just gotta live for yourself and like
100%.
do what makes you happy and however you feel best is the motto. So.
I'm very open to being placed anywhere. I don't know which side to go on, so I might as well just put myself in position 3, just be in the middle maybe.
If we're ranking each other in terms of attractiveness, I'm gonna go with the people who I feel energy-wise, who I think I'd be most attractive to in like a hangout scenario.
There you go.
Like, who could I vibe with? And he's like, I don't know if we can hang. We were talking earlier, so I'd put you guys more ahead, because I think in a friendship, I'd be like more attracted to like, get a beer with you guys, hang out. You seem really cool, but I think I'd put you at 3.
All right, I'm good with that.
And then I am not in college anymore, and I don't remember what that was like. I don't know if we could have a ton of stuff to get along with, but I'd put you at 4, and I hate hanging out alone, so I'm going to 5.
Oh, this is tough. Eric, I think you're an awesome dude. I definitely think you should be over here. You've been like open and warm and like a fun bro.
What spot would you put me in, though? Who are you switching?
Amari, I think you've been in the first position for a while.
I'm more than happy to move.
Put you number 1.
Oh my god.
Put you number 2.
Oh.
But I guess happy that's good. And then one more.
All right.
I'll put myself here.
Perfect.
Oh, this is weird.
Talking like non-physically, I think personality-wise, there are definitely people in this group that I think, much more, open and outgoing in a way that like I wish that I could be. A lot of my confidence is rooted in my physical appearance, and I will be very honest with that. But I'm actually gonna go to a 3. Avi, I think I will put you at a 1. Eric at a 2. And then Ariel at a 4.
I'll put myself last just because I feel like I'm more like laid back and reserved, and like I don't really like take the initiative as much, and I don't really kind of like show my personality like to kind of like random people. Avi, I put you as 4 just because your number 4 is just your vibe, your spot.
That is the nicest way to be like, you're the 4th, it's just your energy.
And then I would actually have Omari be 3. Just because like you kind of feel like the neutral stance of like being like introvert but also extrovert too, but also because like you kind of stand the ground between the skinnies and also the thickies as well. I would actually put Ariel at number 2. Eric, you're number 1 just because like you embrace like your body no matter like what anyone else thinks, and I feel like that's the type of like mentality I want to have no matter what.
I loved that. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
That was great.
beautiful.
I feel so warm.
Thank you.
Okay, are you guys happy with this? Want to make any last changes?
I'm stoked about this. I'm totally okay with this lineup. I won't say no.
Based off of like how well I got to know each and every one of them, in that sense, I do feel like it was a good fit. I don't know. It's hard.
I acknowledge that attractiveness isn't only physical. A lot of it has to do with personality, how you interact with other people, how you make them feel. I know that there are things that I want to work on, which is why I rank myself at a 3, but then there are other people who I felt outshine me.
So I think the most beautiful thing is just, it's your uniqueness. So just own it. This is what you have. This is what you have to work with. And there's nobody else like you.
I would say YOLO, you only live once. Be kind to yourself and what anyone else thinks, really. Yeah.
Yeah.